Alex walked casually toward the seat beside me, the same confident stride he always had when walking down the basketball court. My heartbeat was doing its own version of a fast-paced drum solo, but I tried to stay cool. He sat down without a word at first, just flashed me a little sideways smile that nearly melted my brain. I focused on my notebook, pretending to be completely unbothered, like the biggest crush of my entire high school life wasn't literally one elbow away from me. Mr. Spencer began the lecture, talking about historical revolutions, but I couldn't hear a word. My mind was way too busy repeating the fact that Alexander McKenzie was sitting right next to me. Every now and then, I'd catch him glancing at me, maybe trying to see if I was okay after everything with Holly. I wasn't sure if it was concern or curiosity, but whatever it was, it made my stomach do somersaults. Halfway through the class, he leaned a little closer and whispered, "Don't worry about Holly, she's just mad you didn't flinch." I blinked and turned to look at him. "Thanks," I whispered back, surprised at how calm I sounded. "I'm used to her drama." He smiled again, like he liked that answer. "You handled it like a champ." And that was it. My whole day was officially thrown off its axis. Not because I was hurt, or because Holly tried to turn the hallway into a stage, but because Alex noticed. He noticed, and he said something. That moment felt bigger than it probably was. But sometimes, it only takes one person to look at you differently for you to start seeing yourself differently too. Luckily, history passed by like a blur. I could not wait to get out of the room where I know the Barbies would start causing a scene just because I am sitting next to Alex. I was on my way to my next class when I bumped into a wall. I was focusing on my schedule from trying to see where my next class is going to be. I was surprised because the wall spoke. "Sorry, my bad," a voice said. "I know that voice. I can't mistake that voice with anybody else." I said in my head. I nervously looked up, wanting to confirm my thoughts. Holy macaroni. I bumped into Alex. "Sorry, I was focused on my schedule paper," I uttered while trying to hide my flushed face. Thankfully, I was by the door of my next class already. I can finally hide myself from shame. I was about to enter the class when I bumped into him again. "Ha ha ha, sorry again. Go ahead, ladies first," he said with a smile on his face. "Ugh, why does he have to be so damn handsome?" I smiled shyly at him, then entered the room. As usual, I sat at the back of the row, even though biology is one of my favorite subjects. I still loved the peace at the back of the class. Unfortunately, I was all by myself in this class. Sophie and Amy hate biology. They are both taking arts because Sophie wants to become a model and Amy wants to become a fashion designer. I grabbed my book and my pen and placed them on my table when I saw a guy sit on the seat next to me. Was that Alex? No, it can't be. Don't look, Jesse, don't look. I had to disobey my inner self and had to look. Indeed, it was Alex. I was about to look away, but then he already saw me looking. "Hey, you take biology as well, huh? I hope you don't mind me sitting here," he said. "Of course not. Shut up, you stupid brain." I just smiled at him and went back to my books. I saw my phone light up indicating I have a message. I was about to check my phone when Mr. Saltzman, the biology teacher, entered the room. "Good morning, students. I hope you had a wonderful vacation and had lots of rest because you are going to have a project that will be submitted at the end of the school year," Mr. Saltzman said. I had complaints from almost every student. "All right, before you complain more. This project will be done in pairs. I will announce who will be your partner. Now quiet down so that I can start discussing the project and who will be your partners," Mr. Saltzman explained. After 30 minutes of him discussing the project, he proceeded with the partners. I was waiting for my name to say who will be my partner. I was silently praying that I will not be partnered to the jocks, nor to the mini Barbies. "Mr. Ramirez, you are with Mr. Zhang. Ms. Welsh, with Mr. Peterson. Ms. Williams, with Mr. McKenzie." I wanted the earth to open up at that moment. The teacher said that, out of all people, why do I have to be paired up with Alex? I mean, I do not mind, but this will just make my own. Especially when Holly hears about it. Do not get me wrong, I am not scared of Holly, but I don't know how long I will be able to hold my temper. When Mr. Saltzman finished discussing, he dismissed the class right away. Finally, it's lunchtime. I only had 2 periods, but it felt like I have had an entire day already. I was putting my stuff in my bag when Mr. Saltzman called me. "Ms. Williams and Mr. McKenzie, you were 2 of the brightest students I had last year. That is why I paired the 2 of you. I'm looking forward to reading your research for this year. Mr. Saltzman said before leaving. I just smiled at him and watched him leave the room. I was about to leave the class when I remembered I had a text earlier. Not wanting to be squished in the middle of all the students in the hallway, I checked the text. It was from Sophie. I'm already bored out of life. Why does the Barbies have to be in my class? I had it. I was about to text her back when I heard Alex's voice. I looked up from where the voice is coming from and saw that he was still in the room and we were the only two people left inside. The moment that registered in my brain, I immediately headed to the door. I bet this is going to create a major chaos in the school if somebody sees me with Alex in the room all by ourselves. Attention is the last thing I need this year. I was about to open the door when Alex called me. Hey, Jessie. Since we are going to be working a lot on the biology project, let's exchange numbers so that we can plan on where and when we should work on it, he said, handing me his phone. I was hesitant, but then, for the sake of my grades, I took his phone and typed my number on his phone book. Here, I said, giving him his phone. I saw a message pop up on my screen. Hey, it's McKenzie, that's my number. See you around, Jessie, he said before leaving the room. I was still under a little shock with what just happened. I was brought out of my own world by Sophie. Jessie, come back to Earth, Sophie said, waving her hands in front of my face. What? I asked her. Don't found it. Jessie, you have been staring at the door for like 5 minutes already, Amy said. I stared at them like a lost person. Before recollecting what happened, I simply showed them my phone with the message of Alex still on my notification. Sophie and Amy were both shocked for me. It's not a big deal, but for them, it's the opposite. Look how well he's hustling during the second period. Way to go, girl. Looks like she's going to prom after all. Sophie said, wrapping her arms around my right arm. This changes nothing. Now let's go get lunch. Because I'm starving, I start pulling both Amy and Sophie towards the door. Thankfully, they let it go. We grabbed our food and went straight to the table where Mark and Vincent were sitting. Lunch went by peacefully, although I could feel the Barbies shooting daggers my way. I'm having physics for third period, meaning I won't be with Sophie and Amy for the next class. It's going to be another boring class without them. After finishing my lunch, I caught up and excused myself. I'm just going to go to the library real quick. I will see you guys in the fourth period. I said that while grabbing my bag and my phone. I like to spend a couple of minutes in the library after lunch. I can't explain it, but it kind of recharges me. After saying hi to the librarian, I went straight to my favorite corner. I took out my earphones and plugged it in my phone. I played my favorite playlist, then took out my literature book. I wanted to do some advanced studying for LitAc. Time flew by fast, and before I knew it, the bell rang already. I grabbed my stuff and left the library. By the time I arrived for my next class, there were already many people inside. I saw the teacher is already in the room, and so I excused myself. The teacher called me in the front and asked for my name and to see my registration form. He was checking his list. Ms. Williams, you are not enlisted in my class. Please go to the office to have your schedule checked and updated, he said, handing me back my registration form. Yes, I simply replied and went straight to the office. It took 15 minutes for them to fix the mix-up, and by the time I received my new schedule, I was already 18 minutes late for my class. Here is your updated schedule and your lit pass as well. I am so sorry for the mishaps. The lady on the counter said, I guess I smiled while taking my new schedule and my lit pass. Thankfully, my class is still on the same flow. By the time I got into my class, the teacher was already discussing. Great, now all eyes are on me. PFFFD.